All right, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a quick oil change on the Super Duty, the old V10. I'm going to be using this cart here. This is something I've been using a little bit lately, and it's kind of cool because I can take my tools from my main toolbox over there and just get the stuff that I need to do the job. Seems to be pretty well built, and I can kind of keep all my basic oil change, tune-up, anything to do with just really basic tune-up stuff, your oil wrenches and some hammers and stuff like that. So if there's just something I need to do quick, I can bring this thing out without having to go back and forth to my main toolbox. And so we're gonna use that today and just do a quick oil change, and then I gotta put some washer fluid in, just really basic maintenance stuff. I may even get ambitious and pull off the throttle body connector just to see if that's dirty. Usually those get kind of dirty, so I may have to do a little clean out on that. But let's get started. I'm going to pull the truck in here, and we'll see what we can do, and we'll see if we can get this thing done without making too much of a mess. Something I started doing a while ago is putting the basics of an oil change on the car itself. So 6 quarts capacity, and there's my filter right there. So I just stock up on those, and we're good to go. So here's the deal. I recycle this oil, so I have to keep this oil pan kind of clean, but this is just a basic metal oil can. I'm going to use a 16mm socket, and I'm just going to use a ratchet. So this is a longer, kind of a long-handled snap-on. It does not matter what brand you use, and I'm actually using these really low-profile Astro pneumatic sockets. We're going to hold this pan up. I'm going to try to do this clean today. Now, changing your own vehicle's oil is kind of the quintessential maintenance thing that people do on their vehicles. We're going to do this. We're going to try to do this. It's going to get a big... Oh yeah, nice. Look at that. See that? We're learning. We're learning, but look at this. It gets all over the anti-sway bar here. And I also need to keep this bolt out of the mess here. Let's do that. But that's pretty good. I like that method. So it's the quintessential thing for vehicle maintenance, is changing your vehicle's own oil. And I think every person should learn how to do that at some point. That's my own personal opinion. If you're going to do more than just change your own oil, and you want to get into going in deeper, working on cars, I would recommend getting high quality gear. Like I said, I like the snap-on ratchet. If you're going to buy one ratchet, and that's all you're going to do, and you're just starting out, get the long-handled one. The standard handle snap-on and standard handle normal ratchets are just a little too short. Not for this kind of stuff, but for you just always want that little extra bit of leverage. And I went for years doing stuff just with a long-handled snap-on ratchet. These are great. Obviously the shorter ones, longer, even the longer ones are better, for certain things. But just for general maintenance, everybody's like, get the short-handled standard service ratchet that comes in a kit. Your standard Craftsman, whatever kit. I think the long-handled ones are better. Not super long, just the, what's this thing called? This is the FL80. So it's just, it's not the FLL80, which is even longer. But this is almost the perfect size for just general maintenance. Do you need the swivel head? I have a swivel head one. I honestly prefer this one for most things, for 99%. If you have to have a swivel head, get one. But for the most part, you don't really need it. Now I'm going to pull this oil filter off. This is always the messiest part. It's kind of awkward. Oh yeah, it's really loose. I must just hand tighten this puppy, which is good actually. Yeah, right into the pan. I take a little bit of oil and just put it on the gasket, on the new gasket. Let's see if we can get this thing off without splashing it in our faces. And there's the rest of it. And normally I hand tighten this thing, but there's a lot of shrouds and stuff in the way. So what I do is I just take my my wrench and I'll I'll snug it up just a little bit because, and just to where it stops. You don't want to tighten it down. I mean, you could see right before, right there, you know, as I was getting that thing off of there, it wasn't super tight. And this is how I usually do it. So I got a new crush washer put on there. Before we go any further, I'm gonna take some of this Berryman's carb cleaner, and I'm gonna clean off this thing. Just give it a little rinse down, because you know, it's just, you don't want to introduce anything into the engine that you don't have to. And then we're gonna install this plug. Simple as that. I've always had luck with just torquing it by hand. Don't go too hard, don't go crazy. Just give it a little extra until you feel the crush washer bite. And we're there. And if it leaks a little bit, tighten it up a bit more. Give it a wipe down, get it all clean. Try to get it off the exhaust, otherwise it's gonna smell. But make sure it's all clean in there. Get this wiped down nice. We just put the oil in right there. Now we're letting it run. We're gonna check for leaks. See? Looks good. We're gonna let it settle here for a couple of minutes. We'll check the oil level just to make sure it's good for me. Let's check the fluid level here. Looks like we're just a little bit low, a tiny bit low. With coolant, I don't know why, but it's not much. I mean, a little bit. Battery, got some gunk on it. I might hose that off, and then I have some stuff that I put on there for anti-corrosion. A few years ago, I replaced the cables. I don't really want those to corrode out right away. The other thing I might look at right now, since it's been quite a few years, is I'll pull off the intake probably while I'm doing this. Can I just do that all at once? Why don't I just do that all at once? How does that hook on? Oh, it just pops out. So it's a good time to do it. We'll pop this air intake boot off of here, and then take a look at the throttle body and see if that's dirty. It may or may not be dirty. I don't know. These seem to do a pretty good job at keeping the gunk out. When I first got this, it had a K&N filter on it, which I quickly replaced. I hate those things. They just let a bunch of dust and dirt in. Sorry, K&N guys. That horsepower, the trade-off is you get dirt in your engine. I don't like that. We're just below the halfway mark, so I'm going to kind of wait on that, let it settle some more. I tend to put another maybe half quart in there. This thing, there's some leeway in this engine for oil capacity, I think. You have to kind of do that. Yeah, that's perfect. It's just almost to the top. Let's pop that off of there. It doesn't look too bad, actually. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, actually, it looks really clean. Let's take a look at this guy right here. Make sure we're all good. So what I'm also looking for is, you know, if there's any blow by, you know, with the air filter, if it's if it's really dusty in there, and I'm not. It's hard to tell because it's kind of a rubber material. But I'm also looking in this thing right here, mass air meter area, and I mean, it's like super clean. So that's a good sign. So probably time to replace that. Probably time to replace this. It is a little dirty, but it's not like excessive, and it's very clean on the inside. So we're also going to wipe that down just to make sure there's no extra, like that we didn't introduce any dust into the system. There's a little residue built up behind those butterflies in the throttle body, and all it said in the instructions is just to spray it out with, you know, solvent, and that's it. Safe on catalytic converters and O2 sensors. I have some of this Berryman's, not a lot, but I'm just gonna, they just said take a toothbrush, spray it in there. As long as it's safe, it'll probably just blow it through or evaporate, and then we're just gonna take a rag, And they just said use a toothbrush, literally, and just kind of clean it out. Can't get to the butterflies very well. Those dudes are on there. Okay, gasket looks okay. Ooh, yeah, bud. Okay, so to get this cruise control cable off, it looks like it's got a gap underneath and you just literally push up. It could break it. I mean, that's the only problem. It's not like, but that's the only way you can really do it. Yeah, it just pops off. Okay, so that's easy. So check it out. All dirty, all nasty. We're gonna get this thing cleaned up so it's looking really good. Time to reinstall. Check it out. Nice and clean. So we're going to use this guy right here, this snap-on quarter drive, inch pound. So we're at 80 now. We're going to do a little clicky on that and get that dialed in. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good. Nice. Let's put the air intake boot. Oh, we gotta put this little throttle body position sensor clip thing on there. Good to go. Good. Okay, we went in a little deeper than I thought for a normal oil change, but that's fine. Now we're gonna top up the washer fluid. It's fine. Top that up a little bit. I usually use some of this stuff right here. Spray the battery terminals. That is the tune-up, oil change, throttle body clean, just kind of an overall tune-up inspection of my old school 2000 Super Duty V10. You know, the thing has over 200,000 miles on it now. And I think if you want to get higher mileage out of cars, you got to kind of spend some time maintaining them. Take a look at things and see where you're at. You'd probably be surprised at how long these things will run. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.